agenda for the next event that's coming up. It's gonna be British soggy weather, like we typically would, right? Last week of January, here we start. Monday is calling. So I've learned from my previous videos that I always should have my microphone on me. So I've got it here with me as well, so you can hear me alright. I'm good. Just coming back from a solicitor's. It was probably it was the fastest visit that I ever had in any office. When a tenant does not reply to you when you're trying to charge something of their deposit, or maybe a full deposit, but they stop replying, the process is fairly straightforward. However, you have to fill out the declaration form that has to be signed and then witnessed by a solicitor, qualified solicitor, or somebody like a magistrate or somebody like that. So that's what I was doing today. I'm charging tenant a deposit because they didn't pay us rent. Now obviously we're just claiming that amount of their DPS account, but in order to get this processed, we had to get it overstamped by a solicitor. So it's always good to have a good solicitor in your power team as well, because you never know when you're going to need them. That service didn't cost me a lot, it was just £5. So hey ho, it's cheap as chips. So onwards and upwards. Let's go back to the office now and see what the next few days hold for us. On the other note, I also managed to put together the agenda for the next event that's coming up. It's going to be the first event, the retreat, that we're going to be running in 2025 on the 22nd of February. It's going to be an all-day event. I just created an agenda for the event. I wanted to create something mega powerful, mega strong for people who are looking to get involved in rent-to-rent, or indeed they want to bring their game to the next level. So this event will be all about practical skills, all about lead generation, all about converting those leads into pre-qualified viewings. In one day, it's going to be packed with value, it's going to be packed with difficult exercises. So if you are looking to get involved in rent-to-rent, or if you are looking to generate more leads for your rent-to-rent business, then drop me an email. Email is right here. Feel free to drop me a line and let me know why do you want to attend, and hopefully and perhaps we're going to be able to sign you up, because we still have a few spots available. If that's you, ping me an email. I cannot wait to get this event organized and really pulled off, because I'm going to meet a lot of my existing clients, a lot of new people who are also looking to get involved in rent-to-rent. So we're going to have generation of veterans, generation of new rent-to-renters. In 2025, everybody in that room, I can guarantee, will benefit from that event and from that content. I cannot wait. We've got it, guys. So I just had a call from a letting agent. If you remember, if you watched my previous episode, I said that I'm looking to convert a one-off deal to a two-off deal, because there is an agent who's got a few apartments in the same building. I was going to view that apartment last week, and I structured a kind of common deal to make it work for the landlord of the first apartment, for the landlord of the second apartment, and most importantly for the agent as well. Now, we had just had a great conversation, because I sent that offer to him on Friday to give him a bit of time to submit that to the landlords, and so that they can have time to consider the offer. He just called me now, we had a conversation, and happy days, we've agreed terms and conditions on flat number 1 and flat number 2. That just means that we are adding another flat in the same building to our portfolio. I cannot wait. And on top of that, of course, there is no deposit on that deal, and of course we don't have to stress about deposit replacement insurance as well. On top of it, we get nearly a month of grace period, which will give us plenty of time to get this apartment restored, up and running, listed, and we can start getting bookings on this apartment before we even pay the first installment, the first rent to that agent. So it sounds absolutely phenomenal. And just to sweeten the deal up a little bit, whilst he had me on the phone, He also suggested that he's got another deal in a building right in the smack in the city center of that same patch, and he's going to send me the video, and I'll obviously consider that deal. The apartment seems on the very expensive end, but he also said to me that surface wise the footprint of that apartment is huge, so obviously we need to make sure that this would have its potential clients, potential guests staying over there, and whether the guests would be happy to pay premium in order to stay in that location and stay in this apartment. But that's a subject for another video. For now, I'm just celebrating. We're winning, another deal added to our portfolio, and I also managed to secure another viewing for Friday this week. So things are happening, things are pending. Of course, 2025 is a year of growth. Remember, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. We're wrapping up the week, or maybe not just yet. But obviously, we're wrapping up this beautiful British soggy weather like we typically would, right? But actually, I don't mind. Yesterday, we booked a few days in Spain in February during the half term. So at least for a few days, we can expect we're going to have some nice sunny weather. Obviously, it's not going to be hot, but at least we're going to have some sun. Happy days. Okay, so today I'm heading to one of my patches, and we've got a viewing. There is a tenant who would like to take our room, but obviously she wants to see the room before she takes it. I have to admit that I mentioned in my previous video, the trend right now in January is really slow comparing to other months that we had last year and the year before. Really, this month it's really slow when it comes to inquiries from tenants. There are still some inquiries, so that's good. And also, we had, I think, 2 tenants this week who were ready to take the rooms, and then when it came to them starting their onboarding process in our system, they started coming up with different excuses why we should lower the rent for them, which is something I don't want to accommodate, because that's a red flag for me. If somebody wants to lower the rent but sustaining the same quality of accommodation, which our properties are typically high-end en suites, then this couldn't potentially work well in the future, and I wanted to avoid it. So I think we just need to keep looking for good quality tenants, but that's absolutely fine because we had a few inquiries this morning and happy about that as well. After that, I'm going to view another HMO, just literally maybe 2-3 minute drive from the place where I'm going to be showing one of our rooms available, so quite close. It's a 5-bedroom HMO with 2 bathrooms or 3 bathrooms, I'm not sure now, but it's a very promising contact. I never spoke to this agent before. I'm looking to go to the property. The property doesn't look extremely high-end. Obviously, we could do a bit of work if needed in that property. But most importantly, I'm going there to meet the agent, to speak to her, to build a good relationship, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully we can do some business together. If we can, that's great. If we can't, then we move on. Obviously, there are many opportunities in the marketplace. And quite frankly, yes, as my students have noticed this week, we spoke about that in the mastermind as well. Yes, there are a lot of student properties coming up to the market right now. Obviously, they will be ready for the academic year 2025-2026. So this is another great window of opportunity. Those who can utilize it absolutely will make their profits in that period of time. So fingers crossed, hopefully the meeting will go good. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be myself, happy, smiling, positive. So with this in mind, I hope you will have a wonderful weekend, wonderful next week, and see you in Feb. So I'm out from the viewings. I actually had one viewing planned for my available room, but last minute I had another tenant who messaged us on spare room and they wanted a virtual one. So we had a virtual viewing as well. So hopefully one of those tenants will decide to take the room. If not, we've got further inquiries coming in today. We've boosted the ad today, so that is good, because today is the day when we're going to receive probably more inquiries. That's what I'm looking for. But now I also left the property that I was viewing as well, which is a potential opportunity with 5 bedrooms It's a HMO property with 2 bathrooms, and there is 1 ensuite in there as well, which is great because that will repair my numbers a bit for that property. So what I've done, I've recorded my video. I've had a nice conversation with a very nice agent, very nice lady or girl. And what I'm going to do now, as I promised, I'm going to be going back to the office. I need to go through the numbers and I will be submitting my offer forward. Good thing is that she already did a bit of research about my company, and she was just asking what is the type of tenant that I'm looking for. And obviously I confirmed that with her. And she's got more properties around the area, which is great. They've got a few HMOs, which is always a bonus, because if we can work with them and we can take on their properties, then that's how the business really grows. And I'm looking forward to grow business more in 2025. So I hope you're learning from that. I hope you're taking your notes. I hope you're saving the video and that you're going to be utilizing the same practices in your own rent-to-rent business.